Hey everybody, John, retired rider. Electric motorcycles. I've seen a lot of YouTubers doing videos on electric motorcycles. So why they're even giving it any time of day is beyond me, because I 100% truly believe that the electric motorcycle will absolutely go nowhere. Just like I believe the electric cars, EVs, will go nowhere. For one, you're not going to get rid of fossil fuels. That's not going to happen. True motorcyclists, motorcycle fans are not going to want to be ripping around on a little whiny electric bike that's going to get them 100 miles, maybe 200 miles, if that. So if you're like me, which is 99.9% of people that ride motorcycles, you're not going to be riding only 100 miles and going home. It's not going to happen. You get out on an electric vehicle or electric motorcycle, and what we're talking about here, and you're riding out through the country in the mountains, and you run out of power. Where are you going to charge at? I mean, where are you going to charge at? You're going to be up in the mountains somewhere, and you're going to tell me there's going to be a charging station up there. I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. Plus, for one, I have no interest in an electric motorcycle or an electric car. Period. I have no interest. I know nobody in my group of people that ride that have the slightest interest in an electric motorcycle. I mean, you're talking, from what I understand, maybe 1 to 200 mile range, and I could do 350, 400 miles a day easy. Maybe more. Depends on how many hours I'm out. So no, I don't want to have to stop. I could stop, fill up my tank, and be gone, 10 minutes or less? I don't want to stop somewhere and have to charge a motorcycle. And I just don't believe that the range they say they have. I've seen other people do tests on them and see how far to go, and they fail. They always fail. One rider, they always fail to meet that 200 mile range or 100 mile range. They always fail to meet it. As you could tell, I have no interest in them at all. I know Harley with the live wire. I've seen it. I've heard it. I have not rode one, but it's a horrible looking bike. It sounds horrible. And it's just, I don't know. It's not a biker's dream to be out going around on a whiny, electric bike. Now I hear they have a lot of torque, and I get that, but I don't care how much torque they have. This really just gets me. I have no interest in it. And I've just seen recently Harley sold off 25% of the company, I believe it is, of the Livewire brand. Yeah, because I think in the last year, I do believe they may have sold 300 motorcycles, 300 live wires, maybe a little bit more, because there's no interest in them. For one, they cost too much. Two, a true motorcycle guy is not going to ride around on a little electric bike. My opinion now. Three, you're not going to get anywhere on it. You're not going to have any range. It's not going to be for a guy that's out riding in the mountains. You're going to use up that electric battery real quick. And you're way up in the mountains somewhere with nowhere to charge it. You're going to have somebody follow you with a charger? I don't see it. I don't see it ever becoming a big trend. I don't see electric vehicles, period. Now, I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me. 20 years from now, it's all going to be electric. No, it's not. No, it's not. Because if you don't change the power grid, you don't change a lot of things and build a lot of charging stations, you're not going to have everybody own an electric motorcycle or electric car. It's not going to happen. But anyway, that's just my thoughts on it. There's no way. I love my bike. I love it. Combustion engine, you can't beat it. You can't. You just can't. I don't want to be sitting on something that's going wee, 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 or, I like the rumble of my bike. I love the power that the combustion engine gives. There's nothing like it. There's nothing like it. That's why we're out on these things. That's why we're out on these things. That's why we love riding these things, because of the way they sound, the way they feel, the way they pull. They say, well, the electric bike pulls really hard and the electric bike has a lot of torque. For what, 100 miles? I get way more than that. When I take a gas, I get more than that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, not for me. Now, I'm not putting anybody down if that's the way you're going and you want an electric bike and you think the electric bike's the way of the future, then by all means buy one. I don't believe it's the way of the future. I hear people saying this because they get brainwashed. They get told all these things what these bikes can do and these cars can do and how many miles they can go. I seen an interesting post the other day where it had a highway full of snow, okay? And people are just sitting there in traffic because it's just snow. It's just snow's got them just closed in. And it says, oh, where will you be now in your electric vehicle? Yeah, where are you going to be in your electric vehicle? How long is that electric vehicle and that battery going to last to keep you warm and keep you going in that snowstorm, in that traffic? Yeah, I just don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it at all. But like I was saying, if you think that electric motorcycles are something for you, then and you only make maybe you only go 50 miles, maybe you only go 100 miles, maybe you only go 200 miles, and that charge gets you where you want to go, that's fine. But riding two up, I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it, and I've seen it been proved so many times in different, other than a Livewire, different bikes, that they just do not get the mileage they say they do on a single charge. And I can't see it happening. I can't see true Harley bikers or bikers of any kind. I don't care if it's a Harley or metric bikes. What you're riding, the combustion engine. No, it's not going away. It's not going away. People are not going to give them up. The government, not trying to make this political in any way whatsoever, but the government needs to get out of the way, quit pushing these things, this new Green Deal thing, quit pushing these things that the American people does not want. Let the American people, the majority, the people decide whether they want electric vehicles or electric bikes. Let them decide whether they want it. Don't push it on us. I don't want an electric bike. Like I said, if you want one, that's great. Buy one. I'm a little pumped up today on this because I just happened to read an article and it just got me going. But anyway, yeah, if you want one, if you want an electric bike, and if you want an electric car, you know what? By all means, go out and get one. And I have no disrespect for you, and I'm not going to disrespect you at all. I'm not going to be a hater on you or anything. Do what you feel is best for you. But not for me, and I'd say probably not for 99.9% of motorcycle riders. It's just, no. If you ride a Harley and you ride, well, any bike, you want that sound, you want that motor, you want that combustion engine. You don't want an electric little whiny thing going down the road that you're scared to put two on. And you got this huge battery you're sitting on. Let's talk about that for a minute. You got this huge battery you're sitting on that's more dangerous probably than the fuel tank you're sitting on, in my opinion. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I may be wrong. But those batteries, they could just combust with no reason at all and just burn down your garage or burn you up. No thanks. Not interested. Don't want it. Don't want it anywhere near me. Like I said, I don't think there'll ever be, I heard somebody say, like I said earlier in the video, in 20 years, that's what we're all going to be riding. Yeah, well, you can ride that in 20 years, but I won't. And if you do, that's fine. But I do think there'll always be the combustion engine. You'll always have the Harleys the way they are now with the combustion engine. You'll always have cars because the American people, the majority of the American people, one, just don't want electric. Two, can't afford electric. Three, are scared to death of the batteries in the electric vehicles. I'm scared. How much would the battery cost? I need to look that up, and I will look that up, and we'll make another video on this. How much is that electric battery? I know in some vehicles, some cars, they're talking $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 for a battery, and you sit on this battery. I think it's lithium. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you're sitting on this battery, and it can explode on you? No. I mean, I get it. Fuel can explode too. But how many accidents do you see where the car blows up? This is not Hollywood. It doesn't happen very often. But I've heard of times when these batteries, when they get in an accident, they just blow up. And it's hard to put the fire out. It's not like a fuel fire. So anyway, I'm a little fired up on this video, but I'll do some more research about the live wire and electric bikes, and we'll have another video on it. But I just got a little fired up when I was reading about it, and I'm thinking, you know what? I hear several of these people say, I hear the government say, and the talking heads on the news say, we're going to have, in 20 years, it's going to be all electric, and by 30, it's going to be all electric, and that goes for motorcycles, that goes for cars. Don't believe it. Don't believe it. Don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't think it's true. I don't think the American people are going to settle for that, and it's not going to do anything for the environment. It's just not. If anything, the batteries are going to be a more detriment to the environment than what we have now. And right now, I was a mechanic for 30 years. So I know, going back from 30 years ago to now, when I retired back in 2020, that cars are burning better, cleaner, more efficient than ever before. And they can even go even cleaner in the future. So, yeah, the only time that I believe that the cars did any environmental effect was when they was burning leaded gas. I mean, or carbureted. Not that you have fuel injection and things we have now. I mean, it's just unbelievable how clean the cars and even motorcycles, how clean everything burns. If you'll remember those, like here in Ohio, we had those e-checks come in for a while, and you had to go through the e-check, and your gas cap had to pass, and you had to pass all this stuff to get your license plate sticker. Well, that didn't last long, because the reason those places closed down was not because they couldn't fund it or anything like that. They closed down because the majority of the vehicles were passing their own tests. The tests they say were going to, because we were polluting so bad. We weren't. The vehicles are not polluting that bad anymore. That's why they shut those places down, because everything was passing. Unless it was a 30-year-old vehicle. I don't even know if they checked those, but unless the vehicle was really old and in disrepair, it would pass because they burn cleaner and better than ever before. And getting back to sorry I got off track there, but getting back to the live wire and electric motorcycles. No, not for me. Not going to happen. Cars either. I love my truck. That's never going to happen for me. But like I said, no disrespect to anybody. If they believe it's the future and they believe that's the way the future is going, and you believe that that's something that you would be interested in and would work for you, then hey, absolutely 100% respect you. Go ahead and do what's best for you. But I just don't like the government pushing something down my throat that I don't want. And just one more point. It's not gonna help with the environment anyway. I mean, it's just not. You're going to have coal-fired plants charging these motorcycles. That's where you're going to get the electricity to charge it. So you're going to have to build more coal-fired plants, to get the electric to charge this. Then you're going to have to upgrade the power grid, and then you have to put. It's just no. People say, 20 years. Maybe 50, 60, 70, 80 years from now. No, not anytime soon. And I doubt if it even happens then. But anyway, just my thoughts, just my opinions. And like I've said in previous videos, opinions are like, everybody's got one. You know what I mean? And no disrespect to anybody that has an electric bike. No disrespect to anybody that wants an electric bike and thinks they're great. No disrespect to anybody that has an electric car or anything like that. Electric lawnmower. Hey, if it works for you and you like it, I say, hey, go for it. But to think that they're pushing them as hard as they are and they act like this is going to be the way of the future, sorry, it's not. My opinion. And from what I see, it's a lot of people's opinion. A lot of people I ride with, a lot of bikers out there, they're not going to go for an electric vehicle. Anyway, I'm going to do some more research on it, look into it a little more, and we'll have another discussion on it. We'll get on here and have another discussion on it. Like, subscribe, share, leave a comment. All that helps with the channel. Please leave a like. Please leave a comment. It does really help build the channel. Anyway, I appreciate you guys. Appreciate you watching. Like I said, like, subscribe, share, and we'll see you on the next one. You all be safe out there and stay warm. Talk to you later.